The one so-called downside of an SBA 504 loan, we might as well talk about the white elephant in the room, is the prepayment penalties. Okay, so on almost all SBA 504 loans, there's prepayment penalties on the first lien loan piece. Generally, it matches the fixed interest rate term. So if you have a 5-year fixed or a 7-year fixed rate, probably a 5 or 7-year prepayment penalty. And you have 10-year prepayments on the SBA 504 piece, the second lien loan, the piece guaranteed by the government. Now, why is that the case? I would argue it's because you're getting below market long-term fixed interest rates on the second, which means those investors, those folks that buy those SBA guaranteed bonds, they want to make sure they get an appropriate return on their investment for a period of time. After 10 years, it goes away. Okay. Sometimes there are no prepayment penalties on the first lien loans, although it's more and more common to have them in place, but those are usually a lot less time frame. I guess it goes back to the issue of, is this a product that's appropriate for the folks that want to buy and flip? And I would say it's not. If your goal is to buy this property, hope it appreciates in value, and flip it and sell it to somebody else in 2 or 3 years, this isn't a product for you. It's probably not economical to get, once you factor in the prepayment penalties, to get out of it more than what you put into it. But that's not really our market. Our market is owner users. Our market is business owners who are mostly going from leasing to owning, and they're going to have this property for some time. Okay, probably longer than even 10 years. And in those cases, this is perfectly appropriate. Oftentimes also depends on the lender. If it's with us, frequently we'll allow up to a certain percentage of the unpaid principal balance to be, you can prepay it every year without triggering a penalty. In some cases, we allow 10 to 20%. So theoretically, you could pay off that first lien loan in, say, 5 years if we had a 20% allowance every year. So there's a lot of ways to do that, but this is the only downside, I would argue, of an SBA 504 loan. And so long as you know it and you understand it, when I tell a borrower on $1 million project with a $500,000 first mortgage that he can pay up to $100,000 a year extra without triggering his prepayment penalties, it's usually when they say, no, it's okay. I was only thinking, like, if I had an extra 10 grand, could I put it towards the principal and pay it down some? Absolutely, that's certainly the case.